In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to list your properties directly from Pebble and go to your REI Landlist. So the first thing you'll need to do is install the Pebble Land CRM plugin. So you want to head over to reiconversion.com, select account, and log in with your login information. Once you do that, you can come into your account and go to downloads and find Land CRM or find the Pebble Land CRM plugin and go ahead and hit download. You'll want to copy the license key and hit done. All right, so once you have the plugin downloaded, you'll now need to install this plugin. All right, so you need to make sure, of course, that you have Landlist installed onto your WordPress. Then you're going to log into your WP admin dashboard. Head down to plugins and hit add new. You're going to hit upload plugin, choose the file that you downloaded. All right, so once you've selected the zip file for the plugin, go ahead and hit install now. And go ahead and hit activate once the plugin says it's been installed successfully. All right, great. I'm just going to head over to my Pebble plugin. It's going to ask you for your license key, so I'm going to paste mine in. All right, great. The next thing I'm going to do is connect these two URL and token into my Pebble account so that I can connect my website directly to Pebble. So first of all, I'm going to select the URL, copy it, come into my Pebble account, head over to settings, then go into integrations, and you'll see REI Landlist here. Go ahead and click connect. All right, I'm just going to type out my website name, so I was just going to call it. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be the URL, could be anything. It's just the label. I'm going to go ahead and paste the link. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab the token as well and paste the token. So what I'm going to do now is match up these titles that you see to my property fields. I can always add more property fields later and match it up to different property fields, but the titles here are going to be the fields that are going to be populated on my REI Landlist website. So I'm going to fast forward this and skip over to having done everything already. All right, so you can see I've matched up most of my fields, but there are a couple of missing things. I'm going to show you how to add some of this information. For example, if I hit heating here, I don't see something that is labeled heating. If I look into the backend and I can see how heating actually looks like and what kind of information it's looking for. So it's under the features here. And heating is just a text field. So I'm going to go ahead and actually add that text field. So I'm going to save what I've done so far and hit connect. But I want to add that heating text field. So I'll go back to property settings. And then I'll come into my due diligence. I don't see heating. So I'm going to edit section. I'm going to, add a field. And it's going to be a single line text. And I'm going to put heating. And simply I'm going to hit create field. All right, so now I'll come back into my property settings, integrations. Hit edit. I'll scroll down to my heating. And I will look for my due diligence heating. And that's what I'll do. I can do that for any field as well. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and add a property through my properties under Pebble. So I'll go to properties here. I've already got a few couple test properties here. So we'll just use one of these ones instead of creating a brand new property. So I'll go ahead and select this property here. I've got some images already, which is great. I'm going to fill out some of the information on my due diligence so it goes through. All right, so I've gone ahead and filled out some of the details, including the marketing title of the property and the description, as well as some of the due diligence here. I don't have everything here, but it's good enough. Plus, I've got images. So I'm ready to now push this property for sale. Typically, your property is probably not going to be under inactive. It's probably going to be recorded here and you're ready to get it listed. So I'll go ahead now, once I'm happy with everything, I can go ahead and simply sync this to my website by going down to integrations here and hitting send. All right, so now the property is sent to my website. I can click view record and that'll open up my property and you can see the property has now been pushed over onto my REI Landlist. Now, so it's currently in draft right now. We'll still need to publish it, but as well, I want to fine tune a couple things that WordPress doesn't allow us to bridge over. That might be my payment options and a few other pieces of information that is just easier for me to just write out here manually. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. So there are a couple things that you want to keep in mind that Pebble cannot push over. You'll want to be able to add more price options yourself manually. You'll also want to add your own attraction images or nearby cities if you have any, and things like YouTube videos or Google Maps. You'll still need to add these in manually yourself. So go ahead and type in the YouTube link, and then go ahead and enter in your coordinates to get the Google map on there. And once I'm done, I can go ahead and hit publish. Now, you'll also want to fill out the documents tab. This is really important because Pebble cannot push this information over for you. So a couple things that you want to fill out is your location, an excerpt if you have one for the property. The excerpt is just a short summary of the property that'll show up on the properties card when a buyer is browsing through all properties. So just keep it short here. As well as the land options, you'll want to fill this out manually yourself. So it is a featured property, it's for sale. The acres of this, let's just say, is 1 acre. It is 1 to 5 acres. The price is about under $9.99, and the parcel code. Now, Pebble will also bring over your property code and fill it out in the property note field here. This is great for passing information through if you're using your property content log, so that you know exactly what property your buyers are looking at, and it will record this actual property code. So once I'm ready, I'll go ahead and hit update. All right, so here's my property that I've listed. You can see the excerpt there, and all the information that was pulled through of my Pebble is also brought through, especially my images and some of the details on that property. Again, it cannot bring over everything, but it'll give you a chance to bring over most of the data and for you to fine tune that after once you've come over to your REI Landlist website. And that's how you list your properties through Pebble onto your REI Landlist website.